A couple of centuries ago, no one had even heard of Barro, Colorado. But then the construction of the Panama Canal began. The water flooded the forest, splitting it into small islands. One of them was Barro, Colorado, a paradise without predators. There were over 1,000 howler monkeys alone by 1999. Perhaps today this place could be considered a monkey island, if it weren't for these two. The couple who took power away from the monkeys? Seriously? Oh yeah. And ever since then, the monkeys have been ready for any invasion. Here's a sight that still haunts the animals of Barro, Colorado Island in their nightmares. Scientists once decided to bring in 2 American harpy eagles, huge birds that hunt in the forests. They are fearsome predators with giant claws, powerful beaks, and a very varied menu. They mainly hunt sloths, monkeys, porcupines, anteaters, iguanas, and possums, but sometimes they eat other birds as well. Harpies also don't mind snacking on deer or even wolves. Suddenly, scientists decided to add 2 of these birds to an island with no large predators left. They wanted to see how quickly the monkeys would adapt to the new environment. But guess what? The monkeys did adapt. They didn't just learn to hide among the branches when they heard a predator scream. They started screaming back. Adult female howlers and their babies would go into the dense bushes while the adult males would move away from the group and shout very loudly, as if they wanted to say, if you attack, we'll tell the whole island what happened last summer. Well, or something else. But the shouting worked. Whenever the victims remained vigilant, the harpy would either postpone the attack or move on to another target. But don't think this is a case where primates beat eagles because their intelligence is more advanced and blah, blah, blah. Birds of prey are smart enough to develop their own strategies, like the Philippine eagle, for example. These giants look a lot like harpies, but they live in a different part of the world. Perhaps if the 2 species were related, the Philippine eagle would share its hunting secrets, because that's a pretty cool way to do it. Pairs of eagles sometimes attack troops of monkeys together. One bird sits nearby to distract the primates and allows the other to attack from behind, unnoticed. Okay, this isn't really a new strategy. Many species of birds of prey use it, and it works on any prey. Whether it's a monkey in a dense forest or is that some kind of saber-toothed gopher? Okay, it's simple. While the prey is watching one eagle, ready to flee at any second when it approaches, its hunting partner strikes unexpectedly from behind. What's the secret of such a quick adaptation? After all, you could have just changed your diet or sadly died out from lack of food. Not the Philippine eagle, because these birds always train in advance. Teenage birds attack inanimate objects just to practice, to train their own behavior that'll come in handy in the actual hunt. And it doesn't matter what species the prey will belong to or how hard they resist. The predator will be ready for anything. In training, Philippine eagles even hang upside down to keep their balance. Well, you've probably already realized that we're dealing with an intelligent and very cunning top raptor. And my question is, why monkeys? Well, as is usually the case with evolution, it was an accident, but quite logical accident. The Philippine eagle is an adapter that catches prey according to its level of abundance and the ease of catching. That is, if there are a lot of monkeys around, it won't starve because it wants a rabbit for dinner. It'll eat the first thing it gets in its claws. In order to adapt to hunting in the forest, it had to grow rather long legs and considerably shorten its wings. They say that for their weight and size, Philippine eagles could have bigger wings, but they would have just clung to the branches, hindering their flight. And by the way, when I say that the claws of these birds are huge, I wasn't joking. They can be up to 5 inches long and exceed the length of grizzly claws. You know, if there were a fight between a grizzly and a Philippine eagle, I'd think about who I'd bet on. And I wouldn't be surprised if nothing saved the grizzly at all. Howlers are only helped by their ability to scream for about 3 miles. But what about the other victims of birds of prey? Did they train their vocal cords? Look for some secluded island that scientists haven't gotten to yet. Gibbons have come up with something more interesting. They defend themselves with a song. Have you had a chance to imagine your least favorite track performed by a pack of monkeys and sympathize with the eagles yet? Instead of just running away from danger through the tree branches, the gibbons sort of warn the predator that it has already been spotted. And how do you hunt if you've lost all stealth and the attack isn't sudden? it's better to postpone it to the next time. It may sound strange, but it works. So the raptors can hear everything they're singing about. They move down to a lower position. They're even said to change their repertoire depending on the type of threat. Lady Gaga for tigers, Adele for eagles, or something like that. And when there's no threat around, like in a zoo, the gibbons spend a lot more time on their creativity. Apparently they sing for the soul. By the way, some scientists believe that human speech came precisely from the similar ability of primates to make different sounds on different occasions. But vervet monkeys decided not to stop there and invented an entire language. Unfortunately, there are no self-tutorials or at least YouTube subtitles to understand the monkey's speech yet, but scientists are sure that vervet monkeys give different signals to each other depending on the type of predator and its location. Mainly birds, snakes, and big cats hunt these monkeys, so they learn to understand which sounds mean what from a very young age.
Leopard alarm.
Growing up, they're able to recognize and respond not only to the call itself, but also to its text, which is reported by another monkey.
Snake alarm.
Yes, it's not always, "Ah, the snake wants to eat us." Vervet monkeys are thought to have up to 30 different alarms, depending on the predator, its location, and a bunch of other factors to warn their congeners about.
Eagle alarm.
Look, do you also get the impression that monkeys of all species scream all the time? And not only monkeys, animals make much louder noises than humans. This is necessary for survival. It's the only way to communicate over long distances using almost 100% of their vocal power. This is especially evident in small birds like the rose-colored pia. At a distance of about 3.2 feet, it easily chirps at 110 decibels. The opera singer needs to put in almost all their experience to reach the same figure. Perhaps the smaller the animal, the louder it is. And it makes sense why small dogs bark like crazy. But the loudest creature among the birds is the white bellbird. It produces a mating cry as loud as 125 decibels, which means the bellbird is as loud as a pneumatic drill. It's a little quieter than the roar of a jet plane on takeoff. The ringer is very eager to continue the bloodbath. Themselves at the top of the food chain. They're so powerful that almost no one can handle them. But there is one creature, and it's in the shot right now. Can you see it? Maybe here or here? Okay, you can't see it from this distance because the enemy of eagles is lice. In fact, many wild and domestic animals have lice, and no one is thrilled with that neighborhood. Getting rid of lice if you're a bird is quite difficult. Still, there is one way. Birds sunbathe. They spread their wings and lie in the sun even if the weather is really hot. Some species do it to warm up after a night or to dry their feathers. The sunlight also helps them get rid of parasites that live on their skin and feathers. Even 10 minutes of sunbathing warms up their feathers enough to kill bugs. And if you lie in the sun longer...
It looks like it's fighting for the wall. It looks like that's what it's wrong.
The main thing is to not overdo it, because sunlight can not only help but also destroy. And I'm not even talking about processes on a planetary scale. One strong enough lens on a sunny day can turn a rock back into lava. Damn stone. But while birds are learning to use sunlight to their advantage, for some monkeys, the heat is almost tantamount to death. And it's not just that they don't tolerate high temperatures well. To cool down, some have to go out to the water, to the open spaces. And this combination can't end well. A monkey tired of the heat, the lack of shelter? Nature has gifted birds with better thermoregulation. Plus, they spend a lot of time flying where air currents take away excess heat. I'm not saying, of course, that every eagle is capable, like fox, of rising from the ashes. But, by the way, it was based specifically on an American harpy. Now back to Barrow, Colorado Island from the beginning of the video. It's now a sanctuary and the howler monkeys are no longer threatened. But how good is that? Sure, it's nice when you don't have to scream all the time to keep from getting eaten. Still, sometimes too comfortable conditions can lead to extinction. The dodo lived only on the island of Mauritius, and there it had no one to fear. No serious predators, a paradise. And then people came to Mauritius. The absence of fear of humans and their inability to fly made the dodo an easy prey. Along with humans came domestic animals, and as a result, the dodos simply couldn't stand the competition. Yes, it may sound absurd, but predators save animals from death. See you later.